If you think about the world's three main cereals, rice, wheat, and corn, as if they were contestants in a global popularity contest, the results would look a lot like a geography lesson with a culinary twist. Asia has thrown all of its votes behind rice, treating it not just as food but as the very definition of a meal. In many Asian languages, the word for to eat literally translates to eat rice, which makes it sound like rice is not only the star of the show but also the show itself. People in this region don't just eat rice, they rely on it emotionally, socially, and even spiritually. A bowl of steaming rice is like the baseline rhythm of life, the constant background beat that keeps everything moving. Meanwhile, Europe and North America are firmly on Team Wheat, and with good reason. Wheat gave the world baguettes, croissants, pasta, and pizza, the very foods that people build vacations around. It's the carb that has inspired entire cuisines and fueled entire civilizations. Picture medieval peasants gnawing on brown loaves of bread for survival, and then fast forward to modern times where city dwellers line up at artisan bakeries for the perfect sourdough. Wheat is the grain that took gluten and made it glamorous, stretching dough into everything from chewy bagels to silky noodles. If rice is a steady heartbeat, wheat is the backbone of comfort, always there when people need a loaf to lean on. Latin America, however, proudly rallies around corn, and here corn isn't just a crop, it's an identity. Maize is woven into mythology, culture, and daily life, from tortillas and tamales to arepas and pupusas. It's the grain that shows up at every party, dressed up in all kinds of forms, whether it's sweet elote at a street market or popped into a giant bowl during soccer matches. Corn is playful, adaptable, and a little dramatic. It can be fresh, dried, fried, fermented, or popped, and it never loses its charm. Some ancient cultures even believe humans were created out of corn dough, which means for them, corn wasn't just food, it was the raw material of humanity itself. Try competing with that kind of resume. The humor in all this is that each region is fiercely loyal to its champion crop, yet when people travel or cultures mix, these loyalties start blending into delicious hybrids. Sushi rolls wrapped in rice show up in New York, Neapolitan pizza crust made of wheat finds its way to Tokyo, and Mexican tacos stuffed with corn tortillas get devoured happily in Paris. It's as though the cereals secretly enjoy visiting each other's territories, sneaking across borders and making new friends. If grains could gossip, rice would probably say, "Don't tell Asia, but I love hanging out in paella in Spain," while wheat would whisper, "Honestly, I look great with curry in India," and corn would chime in, "Tacos in Tokyo? You're welcome." What this global pattern really shows is how geography nudged entire cultures into their culinary love stories. Asia's climate and water systems made rice paddies flourish, Europe's fields were perfect for wheat, and Latin America's fertile soils raised maize to divinity. It's not so much a rivalry as a case of nature matchmaking. The land offered the grain, and the people built entire civilizations around it. And the positive side is, when all three grains eventually meet on the global dinner table, it feels like a giant family reunion. You might sit down to a meal where rice is the base, wheat provides the bread on the side, and corn sneaks in as popcorn for dessert, and in that moment, the whole planet feels like it's eating together.